What is going on, YouTube? Today we are reacting to busting 50 legal myths people still believe, and this is done by by Mike. But I do hope you do enjoy today's video. I do stream over at twitch.tv/TrueEarl and on this main YouTube channel as well, so if you guys want to come hang out, I'd love to see you guys there. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Today I'm busting the craziest legal myths, like smashing a car
Was that a
window
rat
to
trap?
save a dog, escaping prison and not being charged for it, and legally burying someone in your own backyard. But before we get to the weirdest laws
Can you
of
do
all,
that?
we're starting with
That's
the
a good
most
question.
common myths right here at the police station.
Just tell us it was you. We found your fingerprints at the scene.
One of the most common legal myths people believe is that police can't lie, but they can and they do.
Your buddy in the other room already talked.
Police are trained to
Wait.
lie.
Police can lie? But I can't. Well, but I can't. Oh, I guess law is law under oath only in court, I guess.
During interrogations to get you talking. They'll say your friend confessed, they have your fingerprints, or things will go easier if you just talk. Myth number 2, asking for a lawyer makes you look guilty. It doesn't. Talking without one,
Always get a lawyer.
That's what actually gets people in trouble.
Unless I'm under arrest, I'd like to leave, or I want a lawyer.
All right. Say what you want. There's nobody in the room.
Even
Cameras,
if the
there's
police
cameras,
leave the
right?
room, always remember, the recording never stops. They're also not required to tell you you're being recorded.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Every criminal needs to actually kind of watch this. I'm not. This is good information. If you're gonna commit a crime, I'm not gonna lie. And also, I swear, every single crime video you watch, they always find some sort of semen in the room too.
Myth 6, if you're in an interrogation room, you have to stay. Unless you're arrested or detained, you're free to leave. Just ask, am I free to go? If they say yes, get up and walk out. But there are way more legal myths I have to show you, like whether you can legally turn around at a DUI checkpoint, if you're allowed to smash a car window to save a dog, and whether
That's also a good
flipping
one.
off a cop can get you arrested.
I think that one's a no. I think that one's a no.
A lot of people believe that if you're given a speeding ticket, you have to pay it no matter what. But if the police officer makes a serious mistake on it, like the wrong date, plate number, or location, or the officer doesn't show up in court, you can sometimes get the ticket dismissed. Next is where people really mess up. They believe that signing a ticket is an admission of guilt, but really it just means you agree to show up in court. In some states, refusing to sign a ticket could get you arrested.
Oh, that's some good info.
Can I see your license and registration?
This is another big myth. A lot of people believe that when a police officer asks for your ID, you don't have to show it. But that's only true in certain situations.
Give me your ID. Come on.
If you're walking and the officer doesn't have reasonable suspicion you've committed a crime, then you usually do not have to show ID. But if
Dude, this is like every TikToker is like, I don't know. Every time I'm on TikTok, I always get this like type of video show up. It's like, no, I'm doing my amendment. I'm doing my constitutional protected activities. Like, yes, I get it. Why do you keep appearing on my feed though? No matter how much I say, no, I don't want this on my feed, it keeps appearing on my feed, man.
you're driving your car and get pulled over, every state requires you to show your license.
What's in the trunk? Can I search your car?
Police generally
No.
can't search your car without your permission, a warrant, or probable cause, like smelling alcohol. I don't consent to a search of my car.
All right, he got me. Here you go. Have a nice
It's
day.
just that easy. You got me.
Oh, there's a DUI checkpoint up ahead. It's a place where police officers check to see if drivers are under the influence. I've seen people argue that police have to post the exact location of DUI checkpoints online. That's not always true. In states like California, they're supposed to give advance notice about checkpoints, but it's not required. And in states like Iowa, DUI checkpoints are banned entirely.
Whoa,
What most people
that's
don't
cool.
realize, you can legally turn around before a checkpoint, as long as you follow traffic laws. One of the most common myths that I see online is that it's illegal to flash your headlights to warn other drivers about the police. But it's often legal. Courts treat it as protected speech under the First Amendment. But certain states have restrictions on when and how you can
How is flicking a light speech? What? Does that even make sense? What?
flash your headlights, so check your local laws. But one of the wildest things people don't realize is that in a real emergency, a police officer can legally take your car.
What?
It's rare, but if they're chasing a possible suspect or in an emergency, there's no law stopping them. Next, most people know you legally have to stop at a stop sign.
Fair enough, I guess.
What about if the stop sign is on private property? Well, unlike public stop signs, there usually isn't a law that forces you to stop. Though not stopping could lead to a crash, which means you could be sued. Another myth, that flipping off a cop will get you arrested. It's actually protected under the First Amendment. But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's a good idea, and it can lead to a lot more trouble. If you're rescuing a dog trapped in a hot car, in some states you can break the window. It's called a Good Samaritan or hot car rescue law. But you should always check your state laws, confirm the doors are locked, call emergency services, and make sure the animal's in real danger.
He's in real danger.
You saved a dog. He just so happened to have gloves and the little pokey thingy on him.
Nice job. But now I'm going to show you what your school can and can't legally do.
Hey, you. Right now, give me that bag. Wait, no, don't you need a warrant for that?
A warrant?
Hold on.
Huh?
Most teachers think they can just search your bag, but the truth is they can't. Teachers need reasonable suspicion you're breaking a law or school rule.
I'm going through your bag. No.
They can't just demand to look through your stuff.
Well, Fine, but you're staying after class.
Mike, is that even legal?
That one
Teachers
is,
can't
right?
physically block students from leaving, except in rare emergency situations. That could be false imprisonment.
Fine.
So wait, was the detention a myth my entire life? I could have actually just left? Like I wasn't actually forced to stay? What?
But you should know if you do leave, you could get worse punishments, like suspension.
All right, thanks, Mike.
What?
I tried. A lot of people don't realize that schools can punish you for stuff you post online, even if it's posted outside of school. But only if it causes a big disruption at school or targets a student or teacher. That's why you should always think twice before posting online. Oh, and while schools can't randomly drug test the entire student body, they can randomly drug test you if you participate in school-sponsored extracurricular activities, like chess club, debate, or sports. And while we're on the topic of schools, most people assume spanking is outlawed, but some states still allow it. I know it's weird. This next set of laws, they control what you can do in and around your own home. Whoa, this house has booby traps. Building traps that could hurt someone is illegal. Even if the intention is to prevent break-ins, the law doesn't allow traps that could hurt someone just to defend property. What's even crazier is that if someone trespasses on private property and gets injured, like falling into an uncovered hole that the owner knew about, the trespasser can sue the owner. Most people think they're informed, but what they're really seeing is outrage, fear, and whatever gets clicks. That's why I partnered with Ground News. It's a website and app built by a former NASA engineer that pulls every angle, left, right, center. You see clear charts showing bias, outlet ownership, and credibility, so you can see how the narrative shifts before forming an opinion. For example, check out this story on the CBO saying Trump's tax bill will add $2.4 trillion to deficit and leave 11 million uninsured over a decade. 61 sources covered it, 35% left-leaning, 42% center, and 23% right. That's fairly balanced, but I bet the headlines spin it in different ways, and that framing can change your takeaway. With Ground News headline analysis, you see the differences in real time. Watch this. One left-leaning outlet says billionaire tax cuts and nearly 11 million Americans will lose health care, while a right-leaning outlet gives you a trillion reasons to ignore those CBO projections. Same story, different spin. Which brings me here to the sidewalk. Most people assume the sidewalk in front of their house belongs to them, but in most places, it's actually public property and owned by the city. However, even though you don't own the sidewalk, local laws may still make you responsible for keeping it safe, like shoveling.
Like I have to shovel snow every year because it's part of my property, but not part of the property. I don't know. I always like I don't mind doing it. And also like my city has like the what do they call it? Plows, something like that. So it helps out too.
Snow and clearing ice. I also love their blind spot feed. It shows stories one side barely covers. Like this article on Harvard suing over frozen research grants. Right-leaning outlets ran it. Left-leaning barely mentioned it. That gap matters if you want the full picture. Next, some areas require a permit for garage sales because doing too many can make it look like you're running an unlicensed business. Right now, you can get unlimited access to global news coverage with the Ground News Vantage plan. I'm giving you 40% off, so $5 a month, but only through my link. Go to my link ground.news/lawbymike in the description or pinned comment, or scan the QR code to subscribe. Don't miss out. In some places, kids need a permit to sell things like lemonade, cookies, or crafts.
This is crazy.
Some cities have become more relaxed about this, but in others, those stands can still get shut down.
Oh man.
But don't worry, I already got you a permit.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. There's always some Karen who reports this to the cops too. It's like, man, get have some fun and make a little bit of change on the side. You know, let's be nice here.
Now let's go inside. A lot of people think their landlords always need permission to enter their home. But in an emergency like a fire or flood, the landlord can legally come in, even without asking.
That would make sense.
Next is one of my favorites. Police can legally enter your home without a warrant if they're chasing a suspect. It's called hot pursuit. And if they see anything illegal while they're inside, they can arrest you for it, even though you had nothing to do with the chase.
What?
I've been seeing a lot of
seems
YouTubers
weird.
building secret gaming rooms or hideouts in their homes. And underneath those videos, there are always comments saying it's illegal or you need a permit. But in most states, there's no law against making a secret room.
Oh.
As long as you're not making big structural changes, if you're just turning an existing space into a hidden room and putting a bookshelf over the door, that's usually legal. Now let's go to the backyard. One of the weirdest legal myths is that you can't bury a loved one in your own backyard. But in some states, it's allowed, as long as you follow zoning laws, file the right paperwork, and meet local health codes.
Okay.
Whew, this is hard work.
I don't know why you want to do that though. Is that a little, I don't know, like morbid and sad? It's like go in your backyard and you're just gonna think about him.
Just don't do it without telling your neighbors, unless you want rumors starting. And while we're in the backyard,
Yeah, that's true.
Another legal myth that you can burn your trash whenever you want. Not true. Most cities ban open burning unless you have a permit.
Oh, wait, I start fires in my backyard all the time.
Housing law I have to talk about, and it's one of the most viral myths out there. It's called squatting. It's when someone enters and stays in a home without permission.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people think the law protects
These are
squatters
crazy.
immediately, but it doesn't. To actually take over a property, squatters
It's like
need to
30
qualify
days?
under something called adverse possession.
Can you keep it down?
And to do that, they usually have to meet a strict list of legal requirements. Now I'm going to show you the 14 weirdest legal myths of all.
Oh, these are the best
citizen's
ones.
arrest. A lot of people think they can say, I'm arresting you anytime someone does something wrong. But most states have strict rules. You usually have to witness a serious crime and use reasonable force. If you mess it up, you could get charged with assault, false imprisonment, or both. Did you know escaping prison isn't illegal in some countries? Places like Germany and Mexico see the urge for freedom as part of human nature. So the act of escaping prison isn't a crime, but if you assault a guard or steal a car on the way out, that's very illegal. And those.
So wait, what happens if you get out? Are you just instantly arrested, or are you just like you served your time? You know, you got out, you're good, dude. I don't know.
Acts can get you extra charges. One of the craziest myths is that people believe you only get one phone call when you get arrested. Most states allow a reasonable number of calls, which means multiple. Some jails will even let you use your own phone. One of the weirdest myths that keeps getting reposted is that you have to be in a car to use a fast food drive-thru. But that's not actually a law. You can walk through. What most people don't realize is that businesses have the right to refuse service. So
yeah, I think it's just a policy thing. I think I knew this one. I think they just, if they don't want, like, it's not illegal to do it, but if the company doesn't want you to do it, they don't have to serve you.
They can still turn you away. What's even weirder is that in over 20 U.S. states, you can legally take home and eat roadkill. Some even let you claim it through an app.
I don't know.
Montana, Alaska, and West Virginia are especially chill about it, as long as you don't cause the accident yourself. Myth 42, you can't legally own a tank. Well, if it's demilitarized, it's legal.
Oh,
if the
okay, yeah, that makes
works,
sense.
You need to get an ATF permit. Owning a tank is expensive, but not illegal. Oh, and you
That's
don't
pretty
legally
dope.
have to report a crime just because you saw it. There's no general legal duty to call the police just because you witnessed a crime. A few states require it only for serious felonies, and even then it's rarely enforced. But if you hide a suspect, destroy evidence, or help someone escape, that's accessory after the fact, which is a crime. Many think surgeons must sleep a certain amount of hours before they operate. Surprisingly, this is false. There's actually no law that forces them to rest. Hospitals might have rules or shift limits, but legally, a surgeon can operate with zero sleep.
Wait, that's crazy. I think that should be there should be a law for that. I don't know. I feel like maybe like you choose like a minimum requirement, like based on science, and then be like, oh yeah, let's have to make sure they have a minimum of this amount of sleep before they do something.
Mess up, it's usually a lawsuit, not a crime. You'll be surprised to learn that dumpster diving is technically legal. Once trash hits the curb, it's considered abandoned, no privacy rights. But if you step onto private property to get it, or your city bans it outright, you can still get fined or arrested. Myth number 47, it's illegal to marry your step-sibling. Actually, it's totally legal. Since there's no biological connection, incest laws don't apply. Might raise eyebrows, but doesn't raise a legal issue.
Fair enough.
Opening up someone else's mail is always illegal. If you open it up intentionally, yeah, that's a crime. But accidentally opening it isn't. Think you can sit anywhere
do you
on a
tell
public
the difference,
sidewalk?
though?
Not always. Dozens of cities have sit-lie ordinances that ban sitting, lying down, or even placing your stuff on sidewalks during certain hours. They're
That's weird.
controversial, but still enforced. And finally, number 50. If you find money on the ground, whether it's $100 or $1 million, most people believe it's finders keepers. But finders keepers isn't a real legal rule. If you
What?
find something valuable and don't try to return it, you could be charged with theft. Most states require turning it into
What?
police or making a real effort to find the owner.
So if I got $100 on the street, I have to return that to who? Who? I give it to the cops. Who are they gonna give it to? Back to me? Like, how does that make sense? Come on, man.
Hey, Mike, I think you got this.
Because you subscribe, you can have it.
Oh hell yeah!
What? Oh my god.
I mean, okay, great, absolute banger. What the hell? But I do hope you did enjoy today's video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys would like me to react to next, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya.